Imagine a little girl. She's about 2 years old and has a sister who's about 4. One day, their dad decides to gamble. Now, he doesn't gamble his money, but his life. Winning this gamble, this lottery, guarantees a clean start to life. So, he gambles, and he wins. He goes home to his family and begins convincing his wife to take this opportunity and to immigrate to America. She's convinced, and a few months later, this family of 4 is on a 10-hour flight to the United States, fitting their entire lives in a single suitcase. They choose to move to Utah, learn how to speak English, get jobs, adapt, and thrive. The little girl grows up speaking 2 languages and constantly traveling back to a country her parents continue to call home. She learns 2 varying cultures and chooses to identify with her birth country. This is an immigration story, and this is my immigration story. Now, I get it. By all accounts, I got lucky. When it comes to immigration, I won the lottery, literally and figuratively. As you can see, I am white, but I'm from Lithuania. Lithuania, not Transylvania. Yes, it's a real place, and it's located in Eastern Europe. We have our own language there, and we even had our own currency until we joined the European Union. Now, my parents didn't win the Idaho Powerball, although that would have been sick. No, instead of money, we won green cards. The Diversity Lottery is a United States government-funded lottery that attempts to diversify the United States by providing up to 50,000 visas annually and selecting people from countries with low number of immigrants. This lottery isn't available in all countries, and background checks are performed on applicants, who are also required to submit health records, financial statements, and meet educational requirements. The United States government keeps a list of all countries ineligible for the lottery. In school, I was that kid. You know, the one on the roll that never had their name pronounced correctly. My teachers and professors would always have to stop and sound it out. Occasionally, they'd get my first name right, but never my last name. I would always have to introduce myself. My name is Kotryna Liepinyte, and I'm from Lithuania. This would always lead to them asking, well, if you're from Lithuania, then where's your accent? Although this was an innocent question, it was loaded with assumptions. Assumptions like asking a tall person why they don't play basketball, or like asking a person from Utah if they're Mormon, or like asking a blonde if they really do have more fun. When discussing immigrants, we tend to see 2 extremes. On one extreme, you have racism. Immigrants are seen as physically different. They have a different skin color, they have an accent, they dress, and they act a certain way. This side is scared of immigrants and sees them as a threat. On this side, immigrants are not welcome, and they only come to the US to steal American jobs. Now, on the other extreme, you have pity. On this side, immigrants are seen as poor, uneducated, and lost. This side feels the need to help immigrants because they obviously need help, and they need to be rescued from their sad plight. Now, both sides are problematic because both sides are extreme. They're knee-jerk, visceral responses that we've been conditioned to believe through family influence, where we grew up, and learned behavior. There are assumptions that lie within us that create the need to identify someone as different. But it's not just that both sides are problematic, it's that they're both wrong. Both sides are dehumanizing, and both sides are wrong. Now, when we discuss immigrants, we tend to blend race and ethnicity. Now, these are complex terms for another talk, But in simplistic terms, race refers to one's physical characteristics, their hair, skin color, eye color. Ethnicity, however, refers to one's cultural heritage, their ancestry, nationality, language. We tend to blend the two because we think that one's race determines one's ethnicity when that's not the case at all. These assumptions are made because they make sense to us. If we can just put a label on something, differentiate the two, life would be easier. It's easy to have black and white, pity and racism. But what we don't realize is there's always a middle. You can't have black and white without gray, and you only have pity and racism with ignorance. But the middle ground, the gray area, of pity and racism is compassion. And compassion needs to be found in order to level the extremes. My race belongs to a group, but my ethnicity, my culture, and my language do not. My identity lies within my ethnicity. My immigration story is one of thousands, millions. Our country was settled and founded by immigrants. In fact, according to the 2018 Current Population Survey, 28% of the US overall population consists of immigrants. 28%. And we come here for lots of different reasons. Some of us are fleeing war-torn countries and poverty. Some of us are seeking better opportunities. And some of us just win the lottery. Every immigration story is different, and every immigration story should be celebrated. When I'm asked about my non-existent accent, it makes me wonder why there needs to be some sort of physical characteristic to classify me as an immigrant. Chances are, you know someone who's an immigrant. And if you don't, I hope you meet one in the future. We're pretty great. And it's okay to be curious about immigrants and our stories. Our stories are what make us who we are. And when we get curious about each other and hear our stories, our minds are expanded. Our hearts are opened. And acceptance and compassion can be found. Because my experience and your experience are not debatable. My name is Kotryna Liepinyte, and I am proud to be an immigrant. Thank you.